So this is a box of my memories of my childhood. I've got 2 mother and daughter books that I exchanged with my mum, and it just says, "To Lauren, from Mummy, with lots of love, and thank you for making my Mother's Day so special, 1993. I absolutely doted on her. Like, I had to follow her around the house like a little puppy. I was like her little shadow, and she gave me so much love. She was just everything. My mum told us that she was very, very sick, very poorly, and she wasn't going to get better. And I instantly heard the words HIV, didn't understand it at all, never heard of it before, but I knew it was awful, started crying, didn't know what to do or what was going to happen. But from that point, everything happened really, really quickly. And yeah, everything changed. The happy family that we were had completely been torn apart. I was 9 years old. My mum had an obsession with Freddie Mercury. This is actually a picture that she made herself. And as you can see, it's got the fat bottom girls.
The music world has been paying tribute to Freddie Mercury, the lead singer with the rock group Queen.
She absolutely adored Freddie Mercury. I understand now why, because obviously he had HIV and AIDS, so I think that sort of kept her going.
Lauren's mum and dad both died of AIDS within 8 days of each other in 1993. He was a haemophiliac and, like thousands of others, regularly took a blood product called Factor VIII, which helped with clotting.
It was made by pooling together the plasma of thousands of blood donations in huge vats. And if just one donor had an infection, it would contaminate the whole batch.
Due to shortages in Britain, the majority of the NHS's Factor VIII was shipped in from the States. But donors there were paid to give blood, free money for those who were in desperate need of it, including drug addicts. The NHS knew this. What they didn't know was this was happening at the same time as the emergence of HIV and AIDS.
There is now a danger that has become a threat to us all. It is a deadly disease and there is no known cure.
Though the authorities knew there was a risk the American Factor VIII could be contaminated with HIV, they continued to administer it to haemophilia patients, including Lauren's dad. The NHS gave no warning, and in some cases held back news of confirmed infection for months. Unaware he'd become HIV positive, Lauren's dad inadvertently infected his wife.
HIV was so stigmatised, it broke families apart, but no one could talk about it. So it was easy for them to sort of conceal and hide. I do know that my mum really, really wanted to sort of find out the truth and what had happened. I think she wrote to MPs. Obviously it must have been extremely scary for her to know that not only my dad was going to die, but she was going to die and leave us. I think a lot of people were very much mistreated, but I mean, who are a few people against the NHS and the government? What were we supposed to do?
Though the government has compensated some, it has never accepted liability. 20 years on, Lauren and the families of other victims are still campaigning for justice.
We've actually now been granted an inquiry, so I feel like we're finally getting somewhere, we're picking up momentum. Everyone just needs a little bit of closure, just all want an apology, really. So it's not just for me, it's for everyone involved.
And what do you think your mum would say?
Oh God, don't know. Probably just go get them.
By 1983, research had revealed that heat treating the Factor VIII deactivated the HIV, and this was soon incorporated across the NHS. But this discovery came too late for many. In total, over 2,000 people have died from illnesses contracted from contaminated factor VIII. The haemophilia scandal showed that in its worst moments, the NHS wasn't nearly vigilant enough in its duty of care.